I started with 6 4-foot width plywood pieces, and the first thing I had to do, of course, was mount it to the bottom of the trailer, as you can see here, without having too much obstruction on the inside of the trailer where you actually put stuff. I chose these L brackets, kind of heavy duty. On the floor there you see it of the trailer, and then there's another carriage bolt. I used 2-inch carriage bolts with the lock washers and nuts, and of course you got to drill out the holes. And since I did this entirely myself, it can be done putting plywood sheets up and stuff. As you can see, the front of this particular trailer is not exactly flat level, or there would have been no gaps here, as you can see on the bottom on each side, but that's not a big deal. So the first thing I did was go around the perimeter of the trailer and put these brackets in and make sure I measured them. I'll show you on the outside so that they would sit level. On this side here, I just posted all these L brackets. There's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. I put them all the way around the trailer. I drilled the holes into the plywood as it was leaning up on the bracket that I'd already mounted to the trailer base. That way I could have something to kind of hold this front piece against those 2 small brackets. I leaned it up against there and drilled from the inside out to the hole in the middle where that carriage bolt goes. I used a smaller drill bit first, and then I used a 1/2-inch drill bit to make the hole big enough for the carriage bolts to slide through. This is probably not the best videoing, but I'm hoping you get the idea. Anyway, so I put the front piece up first, and then I leaned something on this tongue right here, that wheelbarrow. I set it on here and leaned it up against that piece of plywood so that I would have something holding it while I put the sides on to secure it. But these brackets, like I said, were already in place, so I had to cut this next piece. Don't have to cut the width because it's 4 feet high, but I cut some of the end off of it to match, to go to the inside of this metal frame. So I didn't actually drill through any metal on this trailer. It was all the wood base that I just chose to drill the holes through to put these brackets on, which was nice because these trailer frames are very, very thick, and you have to have some serious drill bits to get through the actual frame of the trailer. I chose not to do that, so I tucked it in enough. The tape is covering it up because I don't want to untape it to paint, but I went on the inside right here. So I just drilled into wood. Anyway, so I went all the way around, one piece at a time of the plywood, and put it up, and then screwed into it here and fastened it on the inside. Then I cut this other piece to go inside the wheel well. Same thing. This long piece, this side piece here, and then the back piece. I just happened to have a piece that was this height left over, and I didn't want to waste the plywood, so see how I made it shorter coming back in the back? That was just an afterthought, really. Anyway, so all those got put in place, the brackets, so that the plywood was actually upright. Then I got a whole bunch of these flat pieces of metal. They were flat. You can buy them, and they cost more, that are bent already in half, but I just decided to bend them myself because I was on a budget. I got 3/4-inch screws to go in there so that it wouldn't go through the 3/4-inch plywood with a longer screw, which is why I put quite a few in there, but it worked out pretty good. I put one here, everywhere there's a corner on the inside of the wheel well, there, and then on the outside I also put these brackets there, and I went all the way around to put all those brackets in so that it would secure it. However, I am going to probably put 2x4s across the interior here, across the top, once I get it loaded, because this is going 3,000 miles down the Alcan highway out of Alaska. So I'm trying to figure out, oh, the other thing I wanted to mention too, because I saw another video of a guy that did a trailer. He did a very nice job, but he obviously had more money than I do. He said he bought 20 cans of spray paint to paint the outside. I decided to buy 1 gallon of Rust-Oleum for 28 bucks, and I'm sure it's cheaper down in the lower 48. And I taped off everything around the bottom, and I've just been rolling it on. And I think that 1 gallon will do the whole trailer, as opposed to 20 cans of spray paint. And it's a flat black, so it'll dry flat. And that, of course, is to protect the wood and make it look spiffy. I taped off on the inside too, so I can leave the inside unpainted. I may stain it later, I don't know. I just didn't want to paint both sides. Just the outside needs to be painted to protect the wood and make it look spiffy. So I'm hoping this isn't too scattered. I hope this helps somebody that might want to build a flat bed starting trailer with walls from the ground up. Thank you.